Jeremy, go ahead.
James, just your thoughts on the last game, and although you didn't quite get a clean sheet, just being able to leave Seattle with a win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've worked really hard the last 6 weeks since the break, the World Cup break coming back. I think it was a testament to our work. I think obviously we knew the importance of the Derby. We knew the fans were there to support us, and I think credit to us for following the game plan, doing what we needed to do, and we know it's a step in the right direction, but there's still lots more work to do. It's only one game, and I think that's kind of been the mentality and the message this week going into the next one.
And now facing Dallas, who have two very capable forwards who like to play off each other, Pedar Musa and Logan Farrington. Just how has the defense been preparing for a game like this, and also just how excited are you to be back at home?
Yeah, I think obviously nothing really changes in our preparation in terms of how we want to play. I think we have our style, we have the way we want to defend, and I think we're just continuing to put emphasis on our rest defense, making sure we have numbers behind when we're attacking, and I think that's the most important thing, making sure we're surrounding them with a +1 at all times to make sure we have a little bit of a numerical advantage. As for coming back to Province Park, I think there's no better feeling than come back to the best stadium in the league, that's for sure. We've missed it, it's been a while, and we're looking forward to make it a fun one for everybody.
These last 6 weeks, like from the outside perspective, it seemed like a natural point if you were going to make a managerial change to do it before the break.
Mm-hmm.
But admittedly, that's probably got to be a weird thing for players when all of a sudden you don't have a coach and then everyone's gone for a bit. As like a veteran of this club and one of the leaders of this club, like how did you kind of approach that time and when you guys got back together to be able to kind of create something that led to that 5-1 result last week?
Yeah, I think it's obviously a situation that you don't really see often, especially with a massive break in the middle of the year. But for us, I think we had a few meetings during the break and coming back as a leadership group to make sure we put into place and voice what we wanted to change and what we wanted to see more of. And I think collectively we agreed that the standard needed to be raised. And I think from all of us, the older guys and the guys who've played in big games and a lot of games and meaningful games, we wanted to be the ones to lead that with and show with our work ethic on the field. And I think all of us, I would say every single one on the roster has been tremendous, has bought into what Jack said, and then obviously he's communicating with the new coach as well. But this just going back to basics, making sure we're compact, making sure we're tracking back, making sure we're defending as a team and attacking as a team. So I think the standard for us, and that was the message I think that we were really trying to instill, and it was just a question of I think everybody had to look at themselves in the mirror and demand more, and I think that's what we're starting to do, and that's what we're going to continue to strive for.
I'd just say, what's the biggest difference in the performance and obviously the result from Thursday's game to maybe the first 16, and the difference between the style of play and how you guys saw yourself as a group?
Obviously, I think coming back and playing in Seattle, you could kind of set up whatever tactics you really want, but it's an emotional game. I think it's a very different game to any other game. You could be in first place, you could be in last place. You play that game, and I think all the cards go out the window. But for us, I think one thing that we changed was maybe we tried to expose them a little bit more in behind. Yeah. So our wingers were a little bit wider, trying to beat them on the transition, and we were trying to get them the ball as quick as possible. And I think that hurt them. We know that's one of our strengths. We know we have probably some of the fastest wingers in the league. So we wanted to utilize that, and I think we did that really well.
Tyson?
How did you handle the World Cup roster decision, and how did you kind of approach viewing that this summer?
Yeah, obviously it was difficult. I think, to be fair, I kind of had an idea earlier than the list actually came out, but I was optimistic with obviously, just trying to put myself in a position to make it. And I think I probably said it the last 6 months, and every time someone asked me the question was, the only thing I can do is control what I do here, and that's what I did. That's what I tried to do the best as possible. At the end of the day, I don't make the decisions. Frustrated for sure, but obviously happy to support the team. It's our country. We had a historic run, and I'm super happy for Max, who was able to get the start and play as well. Would have loved to be there, but it just wasn't meant to be this year. We have another 4 years to work for the next one. But right now, I think the most important thing is just to get this club in back in the playoffs, win some silverware, and just keep it going.
Eduardo? you're gonna face a tough week. First with FC Dallas, with Santiago, I think it's your friend, and then you're gonna face Real Salt Lake. You're gonna take that game like a revenge, knowing that what happened last time was you guys.
I think, to be honest, every game is a revenge for us. I think we know we're better than what we've showed in the first 14 games, and I think we want to just deliver a message to the league and show that like we're not a team that you just come into, especially at home, and can walk all over. So I think that's our mentality, whether it's Seattle, Salt Lake, Dallas. I don't think we really care. I think we just want to be the best version of ourselves and put ourselves in position to win. And I think, I mean, sure, you want to beat teams that beat you, but we have points to claim. We want to climb in the table. So I think we take it game by game, and I'm not really thinking about the Utah game now. I'm thinking the Salt Lake game. I'm thinking about Dallas first, and then we'll get to Salt Lake.
Tomorrow's game is going to reach like probably 100 degrees by the time we kick off. You know how hot it gets down there on the field. Probably going to be mandatory hydration breaks as well. Just as a player, how do you approach those? What do you believe their impact on the game is?
I think hydration, super key. I think we've done a good job here with the staff and our nutritionists to make sure we're on top of it, whether it's taking electrolytes, whether it's taking just extra water bottles, salt shots, you name it. And I think we have good cooling strategies as well. But this is just, it's part of being a professional, They could tell you drink as many water bottles as possible. If you don't do it, then it's up to you, We might see guys cramp, we might not, but it's going to be difficult for both teams. And I think, I think we've done it before. I think it was it last year we played in St. Louis. That was I think that probably was hotter. It was at 4 o'clock as well. So I mean, yeah. So we'll be okay. We'll be okay with the fans. They'll cheer us on, give us a little boost that we need.